Alassane Ouattara candidate for a fourth mandate. It's confirmed. When Chris Yapi talks to you about things that are going to happen, about the dirty maneuvers of the Ouattara regime to definitively take over Côte d'Ivoire, the impression is given that I am talking about sycophancy. However, my information is always verified, and the ending always proves me right. It is said that no one is a prophet at home, but you often have to be careful of those who, like a priesthood, go out of their way to warn you so that you protect yourself from the dangers that await you. Alassane Ouattara's fourth term is here, and short of a force majeure, nothing seems to be able to stop him. Indeed, gathered at the Tracheville Sports Park for a remobilization meeting, the audience of executives present, led by Gilbert Kafana-Kony, High Representative of Alassane Ouattara and President of the RHDP Board, did not take long to break the open secret. He announced without firing a shot that they would meet soon to, this time, nominate Alassane Ouattara as candidate for the 2025 presidential election, for a second term of the Third Republic. We will return, not to celebrate the anniversary, but to swear in President Alassane Ouattara for his second term of the Third Republic. So it's official, the dictator of the lagoons will run for another term. The mandate too many, the mandate of do or die. And as I announced a few weeks ago, the so-called half-dozen executives that Alassane Ouattara mentioned could validly replace him acquiesced without saying a word. On the applause meter, they each competed in enthusiasm for Ave Ouattara. Besides the laughable nature of this scene that I had announced, how sad it is that human beings in normal conditions of temperature and pressure, well constituted, fathers of families can be so easily dominated by a single man who believes his intelligence comes from the thighs of Jupiter.
A do or nothing. 1 KO blow. The right man in the right place at the right time. October 25, 2025, Alassane Ouattara, President of Côte d'Ivoire.
And at this precise moment, I have a moving thought for Vice President Kony Maliat. This man could have simply avoided getting into this political magma made of illusions, betrayals, and the worst humiliations such as he has just suffered. He who thought he could be caliph instead of the caliph is relegated to a shoddy position. Precisely, the Vice President of the Republic was able to note that a high representative of the President of the Republic, in the person of Gilbert Kafana-Kony, was appointed to overshadow him. And if he had thought that 2025 would be his hour of glory, he has just realized that it is not. He was indeed fooled, he and all the RHDP executives, who appear to be incompetent, simple stooges, who only exist because of the will of Alassane Ouattara. Dear listeners, here we are. Alassane Ouattara will once again violate the Ivorian constitution. His oversized ego means that he has the Ivorian fundamental law at his disposal, as he wants, as he sees fit. We have a constitution, I always have it with me. We have institutions and I ask that everyone respects the constitution, the laws of the republic and the institutions. I was cheated for years here and you all know it. Both for the presidential election of 2000, and for the legislative elections of 2000. They erased my files to eliminate them. They cheated, they lied. But I leave all that behind me. A presidential election is not child's play. The others want power. Why? To squander the funds of the Republic again. What have they done? So I am proud of my record and I will continue. I warn all those who want to create disorder. If that is what they want, they will have me in front of them. He thinks he is the alpha man, the only one without whom Côte d'Ivoire would stop breathing. You hear it, without Alassane Ouattara, there would be chaos in Côte d'Ivoire. Moreover, from December 2024, I told you to expect, in the coming weeks, a succession of ceremonies instigated and financed by those close to him, in which the different layers of society will come to request yet another sacrifice from Alassane Ouattara to still be a candidate. Simply a scam. What a drama, in the end, for Côte d'Ivoire. But Alassane Ouattara is sick. He is battling cancer, which he is trying to treat in secret, but nothing escapes the watchful eyes of Chris Yapi. The old invalid wants people to believe he is in perfect health, constantly repeating to anyone who will listen that he is doing well. Pure nonsense. All of Côte d'Ivoire now knows that he flies to Paris every 2 months for medical follow-ups. Yet, he once boasted about his brand new hospitals, so modern and efficient that he refuses to set foot in them. Instead, he prefers the outdated medical facilities of the French capital. In mid-January 2025, he was there again, but he had to rush back as soon as Chris Yapi began exposing the truth behind his prolonged absence. Returning more exhausted than before, he now struggles even to make it to his office. Monday and Tuesday, respectively February 4th and 5th, 2025, he attempted to show up, but drained of energy, he was forced to go home. And the undeniable proof of his weakening condition? The cabinet meetings have become too much for him to handle. Initially reduced to a bi-weekly schedule, they have now been entirely suspended for almost a month. Since the last meeting on January 15th, no cabinet session has taken place. It was not until February 12, 2025, that the government held this official meeting. Why such a slowdown in the state apparatus? Because the tyrant Ouattara is too diminished to govern. Rather than face the truth, he locks himself in lies and denial. But sooner or later, reality will catch up with him. Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.